So our next speaker has certainly embodied this principle, seeing everything as God's work. He's dedicated his youth and adult years to Bhagwan and Bhagwan's mission. And we heard from him yesterday, and we're so happy and lucky to hear from him again. I'm talking about Brother Aravind Balasubramanya. So Brother Aravind comes from a family that has been devoted to Swami for nearly half a century. He graduated from the Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, completed his Bachelor's of Science, earned a gold medal, completed his Master's in Chemistry there, as well as his MBA. He worked for Radio Sai from 2007 to 2021. And just over a month ago at our regional retreat, I learned about the various obstacles and hurdles that he had to overcome in landing that job. And it was a very entertaining story. However, I also learned that Brother Aravind also authored numerous books about Swami and his experiences with Swami. He was Swami's photographer. Aravind gave me numerous tips on how to properly video, so I appreciate that. I found them very helpful. And he's now dedicated his life to sharing Swami's teachings through various media platforms, which I'm sure many of us are familiar with. He has this uncanny ability to transcend age barriers. So whether you're 18 or 80, I think we all can learn something from the things that Aravind says, and something we can all take away from that. And unfortunately today, there's only 30 minutes he has to share with us, but I can guarantee those 30 minutes will be action-packed and filled with very wonderful memories and stories. So without further delay, let's welcome Brother Aravind to the podium.
Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my most humble pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Dearest Swami, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. I remember an Indian waterproof product advertisement. It was a funny one, that's why I remember it. There is this dying father and he has written his will. And the youngest son comes and sees that the amount of money that is being left for him is a few zeros lesser than what he expected. And so he goes to his dying father who is on life support and he may pass away any moment. He wakes him up, father, puts a pen into his hand and makes him add one more zero to his name. And then tells him to add one more. And he adds 5 zeros, and now the youngest son is getting the maximum. And he's so happy, he kisses his father, and the father dies. But there is not much sorrow in the son because he's so happy he got what he achieved. And he's walking out triumphantly to go to the lawyer to say that things have changed. When there's a leaking pipe at his home, and a drop of water falls on the one that's in the beginning of that, and wipes it away. And he's left with 9 zeros now. Of course, the advertisement said, therefore, use this product and you don't lose your life earnings. But the humor is amazing. The poignancy of the ad was something phenomenal for me because this is what Swami keeps saying. That all your life, we keep trying to accumulate zeros and zeros and zeros, forgetting Sai is the hero. That was the opening song, right? Before we did the flag march. Truth is the hero, truth is the friend, Sai is the hero, Sai is the friend. We forget that one and we are left with zeros when the end comes. What we should do is give up all the zeros to hold on to that one. But giving up the zeros is not easy. Need not give up so many zeros. 3 zeros. The 3 zeros. What are the 3 zeros? The zero of wealth. The zero of relationships and attachments. The zero of reputation. There was a lady who had studied Swami's works and words and scriptures. And she was acquainted with this fact, with this concept of the 3 zeros. So when she got an interview with Swami asked, what do you want? And she said, Swami, mujhe kuch nahi chahiye, bas Sai Krupa chahiye. I don't want anything, Swami, I just want your grace. And Swami said, I also don't want anything. I just want the 3 zeros. And she said, Swami, please let me, you know, it's not easy. Because she knew the 3 zeros, what they mean. And when we listen to the examples, for instance, during one of the talk, when I was sharing about Mirabai, many were inspired. I was myself inspired. I had a few tears in my eyes. A few people in the audience had tears in their eyes. And then came the question, who among you wants to be Mirabai? Come on. No, that's nice. Mirabai is nice to adore and admire and appreciate. I don't want to drink poison and all, you know. We want to have some nice idli sambar with multiple chutneys, correct? We have been treated to that. It's not easy. It is not easy. I'm reminded of, the story of a son of this very soil, Mr. Victor Kanu. He was extremely successful, well settled in London, not lacking in anything, resources, position, power, authority, very happy. And that was when Swami went to him. How it happened is very interesting. Very briefly, he had a dream in which 2 angels came and picked him up and took him across the skies to some strange land which was pink, yellow and blue, and showed him some entrance, and it was a nice feeling. And his jaw dropped in amazement when he realized that such a place exists when he visited Puttaparthi in 1989. Oh, this is the place. He was so stunned and amazed. And that was his introduction to Swami. He had a few darshans, that's it. He considered Swami as his ultimate. He said, Swami, I want nothing, but I want you, that's all. And then Swami asked him for 1 zero. In the July of 1989, Swami gave him and his wife an interview. And in the course of that interview, when he said, Swami, I just want your grace, Swami said, then just do this. What, Swami? Swami said, go to Zambia and start a school. Huh? He's in London. Go to Zambia and start a school. But he was a man of few words in Swami's presence. So he said, yes, Swami. But then, as he himself recalls, he started wondering, how on earth will I do this? I'm in a very well settled, well comfortable, everything is fine. And you're coming and plucking out everything. I don't know what job I'll do in Zambia. I'm not a person who builds. Where will I get the funds? So in London, at least if you had told, I would have tried. You're telling me to go to Zambia and start this. But at that very moment, in the interview room, he remembered a story from the Bible. This is again Swami's blessings. When we lead a life thinking about Swami, contemplating on him, yearning for God, the great boon that we get is at the correct moments in our life, the correct thoughts will come in the head. And sitting in the interview room in front of Swami when he was wondering, see, the mind is very fast. So all this happened in few seconds. I'm narrating it over a few minutes. The story that comes to him is of a rich man who goes to Christ and says, Lord, tell me what to do. I'm ready to do anything you say. And Jesus tells him, just distribute all your wealth and follow me. And he said, no, except that I'll do anything else. He doesn't do that. And Mr. Victor Kanu, sitting in the interview room in front of Swami, remembered this. And he felt this was his Jesus telling him, you just follow me. He said, yes, Swami, we will do it. Swami, when? This year? Okay, Swami. Yeah, go to Zambia, start the school. And that was it. The interview is over. So dear brothers and sisters, many times we feel that, oh, you're so lucky you got interview, we didn't get interview. An interview is not always fun. Sometimes it comes with instructions you wish, how I wish I didn't get this interview. Oh God, my peaceful life is going to get disturbed now totally. It's going to get rampaged. But that's in a worldly sense. It's always a great, great blessing to get an interview. Because an interview with Swami is truly an inner view, where you get to realize what is the true purpose of life. The only purpose of life is to adore God. Nothing else matters. Everything else at best is a distraction. That's all. So as they're exiting the interview room, he says that his wife was a little more forthcoming. She turns and says, Swami, you just commanded us to do this. Where will the money come from? She thought she will put Swami in a spot of bother. Where do I get the money from? Without batting an eyelid, Swami said, sell your house and everything in London and you'll get the money. Oh, so, okay, Swami, said Victor Kanu, and they left. And that's what they did. In the December of 1989, yes, as he says, not just the home, the furniture, the vessels, the glass, everything that could be sold, they sold. With just the clothes on their body, they arrived to Zambia. The first zero. It's not about giving money. Yes, we have 10 million, we can give 1 million. If we have 10 million and the Lord says give 1 billion, are we ready to say, yes, Swami? If you have told me to give, you will give me the strength to give. Recently, I had been to the United States for a couple of retreats. And one state, I had the privilege, if I may say, to stay for a couple of days at Dr. Reddy's home. I was very inspired with one incident that he narrated to me. You know, when I got to know of things, let me restrict it only to the financial contributions made. I asked, how is it that didn't you plan? You've got children, how can you just give away the money? Then he said, no, one day, Swami said, what for Narendra? He has enough money. And I was so amazed because he said, Swami has said he has enough money. Will I ever lack money in life? That is the kind of faith and conviction you need. When God gives a task, when God says something, it will come true. And that was a conviction that Victor Kanu had. That we will go, we will do. We will build a school in Zambia because Swami has said to build. When Rama told a monkey to jump across the ocean, the monkey jumped the ocean. Hanuman never had doubt in Rama's power. He had doubt in his own abilities, of course. He used to wonder, and that is why Jambavan comes and tells him, Hanuman, you can do it. But Hanuman said, no, I don't have to have the ability. Because the Lord doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. We have all been called to this conference, to the organization. We wonder, how will we do? No. Let us not look at God and say, Swami, I've got this big problem. Turn to that problem and say, hey, problem, I've got my Swami here. And as we see in the case of the Utiru school or the Kisaju school, you may start a school, but will people want to come there? They have no idea. They want to go to established, reputed schools with good track records already. A new school. I'm not going into the details of how the school came up in Zambia, but the school is not about the building. The school is about the students. Today when we heard the alumni from the school speak, how it was. We have not seen Kisaju school, we have not seen Utiru school, but we know what school they are because of the students. Swami would say, Deshamante matti kadu, Deshamante manushaloi. A country is not the mud of the country, a country is the people of the country. A school is not the building of the school, a school are the students. The end of education is character. So those students you're not getting to the Zambia school, what do? He went and picked up all the rejects. The other schools are saying, we don't want, these children are problematic. These children are failures. I will take them. Because that is what Swami told him. Swami said, don't, whoever needs, take them. Swami says, if you need me, you deserve me. Swami doesn't see whom I need for my mission. No. If you need me for your life, I will come. That is the compassion of the Lord. That is the gift we get when we are ready to give up the 3 zeros. They took the failure kids, transformed them. Within a couple of years, they were getting ranks in Zambia. The Zambian government called it the miracle school. The miracle school was an official title conferred on it. Brother Victor Kanu is at Swami's lotus feet. But if we can have a long distance conversation with him, I'm sure he'll have no regrets about what he did. In a moment, he just gave up everything to follow his Christ, the first zero. And he who humbles himself will be exalted. He's exalted. His life continues to be a beacon of inspiration for hundreds and thousands. The first zero, giving it up. And that is why, I feel very inspired and motivated when we think about Utiru school and Kisaju school. Possibly we didn't get an interview where Swami told us. But the very fact that we have been called into the organization, the very fact that we have got to know, each of us have to become a bit of that Victor Kanu and do our bit. Whether it's a Kisaju school, whether it's a school in Benin, whether it's the Utiru school, whichever, there are 11 schools in Africa, 11 in Latin America, we have to. Because it is Swami's. Dear Swami, anything. I have money, I will contribute. I have energy, I will contribute. I have ideas, I will contribute. I have time, I will contribute. Swami, I have none of these. I will contribute with my prayers. I will not pray just for myself. I will pray for those schools. And prayer has that power. We heard it when Sister Anu narrated those experiences. The power of thought and power of prayer. The first zero. The second zero. We may be ready to give up wealth, The second zero is harder to give up. Our influence, our power, our relationships, our friendships. Sister Anu spoke about one doctor. Let me speak about another doctor. Dr. C.G. Patel. He was instrumental in getting Swami to Africa. He came. And when Swami came to Africa, Swami traveled to Nairobi and then to Kampala, which is the capital city of Uganda. And at Dr. C.G. Patel's home, the president of Uganda, he was not the president at that time, Mr. Idi Amin came to visit. And when he visited, after he left, Swami told C.G. Patel, things are not fine. Wrap up everything and leave. And Dr. C.G. Patel wondered, what is Swami saying? What do you mean? Things are absolutely fine. And he was a very powerful and influential person because he was the personal physician to Idi Amin. That is the reason why Idi Amin came to visit Swami. He didn't come for Swami. My personal doctor is speaking so much about his guru. His guru has come. Let me go and visit him. That's all. But Swami told this to C.G. Patel. Swami told it even to Kishan Gadia. In fact, when Swami went to Kishan Gadia's home, Dr. Kishan Gadia's home, he offered him grapes. Swami was eating the grapes. And the Lord always speaks in riddles. People may wonder why. Because when we disobey Swami, when we disobey God, it's the greatest sin. So God will tell it in a riddle, in a slightly different way, so that if we disobey, at least He can forgive us saying, they didn't understand. That's why it's okay. That is the compassion of the Lord. But on those whom He has faith, Swami will directly tell, do this, because He knows He will give up His life, but do this. And that is why it's a great blessing when Swami directly speaks. And that is why we should seek that direct connection with Swami. Swami, please speak to me. I will do whatever you tell, Swami. You speak to me. Directly to me. So to Kishan Gadia, Swami said, these grapes are very sweet, but soon they are going to turn sour. Be careful. Leave the land that has produced these grapes. Wondered, what is this? Every time after that when Dr. C.G. Patel, in fact, Swami even said 1972. He gave 4 years time. But as Dr. C.G. Patel confesses, because Swami said some things he shifted, transferred out from Uganda back to India. But not everything. And 50% in 1972, suddenly a decree was issued. All of you leave. Leaving behind, you can't take anything. You can't transfer your funds out of the country, can't liquidate anything, just get out. And he lost 50% of his property, he says. To the extent to which people listened to Swami, to that extent they benefited. Those who obeyed completely, benefited completely. Those who obeyed partially, benefited partially. Dr. C.G. Patel is a man of great devotion to Swami, great love for Swami. I'm not questioning that at all. But I'm just saying how difficult it is to give up your circle, your friends, your society. How can you give it up? It's so difficult. But that is the second zero that we wish we should be able to give up. If Swami says, yes, Swami, you are the most important. No relationship is as important as you. Swami gives the example of Vibhishana who gave up his brother, Bharata who gave up his mother, Prahlada who gave up his father when they came between him and God, her and God. God is first. And in fact, Swami says, in the tree of life, God is the root. Water the roots. Everything will be taken care of. Dear brothers and sisters, I suffered a lot from relationship problems, friendship, anything. I used to be very, very attached to people, friends, everybody. And I suffered so much. I have cried millions and millions of tears. And then, by Swami's blessings, good fortune, I got attached to Swami. And it's not like I lost all my relationships. Dear brothers and sisters, every relationship has become much more beautiful now. Because when we water the roots of the tree, the fruits will grow, the leaves will grow, the stem will grow, the tree will grow tall. The tree won't die, though you don't put even a drop of water anywhere. That is the power of loving God, adoration, devotion. When Swami is telling to give up the zero, he is doing it because he wants to give us infinity. Because once we connect to God, the whole world becomes the friend. Anywhere you go, people respond to the love of God in your heart. But yet, for this little mind to comprehend and give up, it's tough. And the toughest of all the three zeros, one's self-esteem and reputation. That is the third zero that is demanded. And Swami, in one of the discourses, gives the example from the Ramayana, which I will go into very briefly because it is possible that many people don't know the Ramayana. But in the Ramayana, one of the queens of the king tells, don't make Rama, who is the God incarnate, as the king. Send him to the forest. And that queen, Kaikeyi, is today criticized and condemned as the worst lady. Nobody in India will ever name a lady or a girl as Kaikeyi because she is the evil one. She is against God. But Swami reveals means it is Rama, it is the Lord revealing, it's the autobiography. The Ramakatha Rasavahini is. During the 1996 summer course, Swami revealed. Swami says, Rama goes to Kaikeyi and says, Mother, among the three, she's a stepmother for him. But he says, Mother, you love me the most. Can you do me a small favor? She says, I'll do anything for you, Rama. And he says, it's not an easy thing because it will result in your name getting damaged and destroyed. She says, no problem. If that is what you want, I will do it. He says, Mother, he doesn't get emotional. He says, Mother, I didn't come here to rule Ayodhya and have fun. I've got some job to do. I have to go to Lanka and kill that guy. Swami didn't tell it like this. I'm saying it. So please, make something and send me to the forest. How, Rama? You remember you had asked 2 boons from your husband? Yeah. Use those 2 boons. Use one to send me. And the other one, maybe make Bharata the king. It's good. This is what Rama tells. And she says, I'll do it. Because even whether you read Valmiki Ramayana or anything, you will read that afterwards, the one who repents the most and cries the most is Kaikeyi. We are all told that the maid servant came and poisoned Kaikeyi's mind. Just imagine if a maid servant comes and talks to you against your son. Will you throw your son out, throw the maid out? Huh? But, the maid told and so she threw the son out and kept the maid. No. Because already, the maid servant is a story that happened. But Rama had already requested. And I was thinking, Swami came and redeemed Kaikeyi. No, don't condemn Kaikeyi. I asked her, she loves me the most. The third zero, are we ready to do that? Are we ready to stand by Swami, even if it means going against everything that we held dear and we felt is important? For a seat in a geographical place, we are ready to give up Swami's teachings. Oh, no, I want to be. Swami's teachings is not a matter of convenience. It is the only goal in life. When the end comes, we are not answerable to any person, any organization, anything in the universe. We stand face to face with Swami, and Swami look at us like this and say, did you follow me? Did we follow Swami or not? That's all. is what matters. And God asks these. God asks these 3 zeros from us not to test us. It is to educate us on what matters in life. Because I will conclude with this. Swami would come to the portico and say, there's one, say, a very big politician who has come to see Swami, or a businessman who has come, and he's waiting to get one word from Swami, and Swami doesn't even look at him or her, and just comes walking out. And you think, oh, Swami didn't see that person. And this person is like, I want to get something from Swami. But Swami comes and starts talking to the students. And possibly that VIP there is thinking, oh, Swami is giving some Brahma Vidya there. But Swami is discussing idli vada sambar, size of the idli, size of the vada. And we all think, oh, Swami didn't notice that that person is there. That's why he's coming and talking to us. But then Swami says, you know that person? He's so and so. Very powerful. He's this. So Swami, you noticed. You noticed and yet you ignored. And in our little minds, foolishness, we would think, oh, Swami, this is the way you are showing them their place. That I am most important, you are not so important. But today I realize, Swami was telling us, you know that person, he's so powerful. There's nothing in the world that he can't do. You know that person is so rich. He can possibly buy up whole of Puttaparthi. But they have come to me like this. They have not come here to give me anything. They have come to take from me only. And I am giving myself to you. And that is what Swami was indirectly indicating. You know him, how powerful he is. I'm here talking idli vada with you. You know how rich he is. I'm here talking idli vada with you. This would happen especially with the MBA boys. Because MBA, Master of Business Administration, you want a career, you want this. That's why Swami named it Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. What is higher learning? Because we think higher learning means higher earning. No. For Swami, higher learning is higher yearning. Yearn for God. Because once we are ready to give up these 3 zeros, He gifts us the greatest, Himself. And with that, we get the greatest objective, the sole objective that we are seeking in life. Permanent happiness. Because this permanent happiness comes from nowhere else, but only in union with God. Dear Swami, we may ask you many, many things in our life to heal our diseases, to cure our relationships, to set things right. But dear Swami, that is because of our emotion we pray. Today, in our sane minds, with a clear heart, we are praying this, Swami. We pray for 2 things. The first, give us the strength to follow your word, to be on the path of dharma, and to do every activity as an offering to you. And the second, Swami, the love that you have blessed us with in our hearts towards you, may that love keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.